And there it is, that same elegance. Oh, yes. Time for yet another meeting. Sit tight. I won't be long.
Here's the 63rd floor, where loyal Shinra employees relax and recharge.
It's pretty late, but I bet people are still here dealing with the aftermath of Sector 7.
It's their own damn fault.
Stay focused. We need to find this guy.
Yeah. Guess I better get working on my conversation skills.
Okay, so we've made it up to the next level. And, well, the mayor is on our side. That's kind of a funny thing to think about that, because the mayor was a character in the original game, but he wasn't important in any way. He was just sort of there. He seemed like some self-important prick. So they made his character a little more of a character here.
They look busy.
The plate did just fall. What kind of particulates in the air?
Seeing them like this somehow makes me feel a little bit better.
Support is getting overwhelmed by calls. We'll have to resort to AI operators.
Let's find our contact.
Not seeing any security around. One less thing to worry about.
I also like the fact that they lampshaded the fact that our characters definitely should have gotten caught by now. Happened in the last episode.
Where are you, Mr. Collaborator?
I think we just need to start talking to people who look the part.
Remember, say mayor.
If they say the best, then we have a winner.
So the mayor does come across as an egotistical person, but in this case, they sort of ramped it up a little bit. Mayor is the best, and knock all the chairs over like an idiot. Even though the mayor, though, pointed out to them that they're running around, they're picking fights, they're being loud and everything like that, and they haven't gotten caught. And it's because the mayor has been working with them, working for them, cutting off like security feeds and all that kind of stuff. Our characters continue to run around being really obvious. Hello, Mr. Collaborator. I mean, you're gonna get caught. Not to mention the fact that, like, look at these three. Any room that they walk into, those three are going to be the only people anyone's looking at. I mean, seriously, look at them.
Today we welcome a special guest, Shinra's Director of Public Security, who has an important message to share with us.
Everyone here at Shinra is deeply saddened and outraged by this unconscionable act of terrorism. But at the same time, we will not be cowed by threats or violence. To the people of Midgar, I make this vow. We will find the villains responsible and bring them to justice. Are you listening, Avalanche? You cowardly dogs! Run all you like. Shinra is coming.
I never felt like the governments or the economy in the original game honestly made any sense. Of course, looking at the concept of a corporation gaining so much power that it basically controls the world is one thing. I mean, there's plenty of sort of dystopian science fiction that deals with that kind of thing. But it kind of doesn't make any sense in the sense of what exactly does that company do business with at that point? Shinra essentially controls the world, at least in the original game. We haven't left Midgar yet, so it's not so obvious in the remake series. Who exactly do they do business with? Who are their customers? The people are their customers? Well, the people are their employees. Is it just a matter of control? I don't know. In this game, however, they seem to have less of a sort of total control over everyone. The Shinra in the original game didn't seem like they really needed to do a lot of sort of this subterfuge shit to... I mean, they did drop the Sector 7 plate and then blamed it on Avalanche, But there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on, blaming Wutai, blaming Avalanche, all that kind of stuff in this version of the game.
I don't recognize you. Can I help you with something?
The mayor
is the best. I was told to expect you. Need access to upper floors, right?
That's right.
Before I trust you with this key card, I need to see what you can actually do.
Say what?
Do you know what would happen if you got caught? We're putting our lives on the line here. Prove you're worth it. We have a state-of-the-art combat simulator. It can provide a real challenge, let me tell you. If you beat the sim, then the key card is all yours.
So it makes me wonder if maybe there are other entities or areas of the world that Shinra doesn't really control, or they're not so firm in their sense of control over everybody that they can just run around doing whatever the hell they feel like. If you look at, like, say, Stalinist Russia, you had something of a madman in charge, and you would think in a majority of cases... Oh, my battery's dying. This was months ago I recorded this footage, though. You'd think a person who did the kind of stuff that Stalin did would essentially have been murdered or removed from office or something like that. But he wasn't. He held control for quite a long time. And it wasn't until his own just death by natural causes that he was removed from power. So I guess a person without any morals or whatever, a vicious murderer like President Shinra, can maintain power and the people won't be able to do much about it if they hold enough control, if the people are terrified enough of what could happen to them if he turns his attention to them. So I guess that's sort of what you're looking at in the original game. In this version, however, we're dealing a little bit more with a Shinra that, for some reason, needs to gain support from the people for things. They seem like they're spoiling for another war with Wutai. Well, maybe the people aren't going to like that, so they need to start doing these false flag things, getting the public support for another war with Wutai, getting public support for hunting down Avalanche. You know, that kind of thing.
Alright, I've seen enough. I'm a man of my word. Here, this key card will grant you access to the 64th floor. You can use the elevator to get there. Once you're up there, just what is it you plan on doing?
We came to get one of our friends. She's being held in a research lab somewhere.
A lab? Then she must be with Professor Hojo. It won't be easy to get to her. Access to R&D is limited to authorized personnel only.
We'll find a way in. Know where we can find Hojo?
A board meeting is scheduled to start soon. It's being held in the main conference room. President Shinra, Professor Hojo, and the other directors will be in attendance.
Think they like surprises? We can even take the president as a hostage. Think of the leverage.
Try it, and security will be on your asses in seconds.
We need to find out what they're planning.
So you want to spy in their meeting? I have an idea. Head to the men's restroom. You can climb into the air ducts there. They go all the way to the conference room.
Thanks for the tip.
Cloud, I've been waiting for you. You haven't forgotten me, have you? I'm an intern in the R&D division here. I took the liberty of hacking into the executive's private network to monitor your progress through the building. I will support you in any way that I can. I sense a surge in trust. We should keep this brief to avoid suspicion.
So we have one of my favorite summons from 7, 8, whatever. Leviathan. Oh wait, no, not yet. Not Leviathan yet. Ow. We've got this whole battle arena thing we're doing with Chadley still. And that's kind of what I assumed that the training simulator was supposed to be for. But I guess the training simulator is more of a replacement for the battle arena in Wall Market, because you can't get back there at this point. There's no going back.
I have to tell you that I'm grateful for all of your help thus far. I've done it. I've developed a new material. I look forward to receiving all of your future battle intel submissions. I hope you will continue to help me gather vital information for my research.
Now here is a battle against Leviathan. I had that wrong. So, Leviathan, another reoccurring enemy, summon, whatever, in a lot of these games. And one of the more memorable ones, the big sort of sea serpent, launches water attacks at enemies. Seen in a bunch of the Final Fantasy games. In the original version of the game, of VII that is, you couldn't get Leviathan until Wutai, and you needed to have Yuffie in your party, and she needed to go through like the challenge to fight her father and all that kind of stuff. But the reason mostly, by the time you get Leviathan, the majority of the summons in the game are not really all that useful. It's not really worth it for a majority of the summons. Earlier on in the game, summons make some more sense. Later on in the game, you don't really need them. But the only reason why I really remember it from that game is because of the original demo that I had played. Came with Tobal number 1. And it was also the demo that was shown off in like GameSpot or Funko Land or whatever. Had the one summon that you could summon in that game was Leviathan, for whatever reason. And that's where it became memorable for me. But we can summon it now, and it doesn't really become useful for us.
Marvelous! Leviathan, the patron deity of Wutai, is not an enemy to be trifled with. Together, you can cleanse the world of the Shinra Scourge. I look forward to receiving all of your future battle intel. I hope you will continue to help me gather vital information for my research. I look forward to receiving all of your future battle intel.